Would you ever ask your dentist to do a prostate exam? Probably not, right? Decisions are important, more important than you think. But most of us don't even realize how and why we're basing our decisions. Our decisions are based on an old programming, an old story, an old experience that are identity based. They're deep in our subconscious mind through something called the paradigm. And we don't even realize why we're making these decisions. But let me ask you a question. Do you ever notice you keep making the same decisions even though you swore you wanted a different life? Why is that? Why do you say you want more income, but you keep choosing safety? Why do you say you want more freedom, but you keep choosing obligation? Why do you say you want expansion, growth, and new opportunities, but you hesitate the moment a new opportunity shows up? What part of you is actually making your decisions? Well, I'm about to show you something most people never ever realize. Your decisions are not logical, they're identity based. And until your identity changes, nothing changes. Have you ever felt stuck, plateaued, overwhelmed, burnt out, stressed out, or trapped in the same identity loop? This is why. And once you see this and understand this, you will never make decisions the same way ever again. I was recently working with a client and they wanted to do more, be more. They wanted to expand, more growth, more income. And I was working with them for months. They wanted more income, more time, more freedom, just like you and I. But every time they got close to making decisions to get out of their comfort zone, they pulled back. They hesitated. They talked themselves out of it every time for months. Does that sound familiar? Have you ever done that? Be honest with yourself for a second, because here's the question I asked them. What do you want? Not what you hope or wish, but what do you really want? What's the one burning desire? How do you want to live your life? What does freedom look like to you? And when I asked them that question, it punched them right in the soul because no one's ever asked them that before. And they realized something painful. They realized they weren't failing because of a lack of potential, a lack of knowledge, a lack of skills. They were failing because they were making decisions as the version of themselves they were trying to escape. So let me ask you something. How often are you still making decisions as the person you no longer want to be? How many opportunities have you said no to because your old identity whispered, you're not ready? How many times have you waited hoping life would change on its own? This is the root cause of your stuckness. Your decisions reveal the identity that's running you. Your external results, your external decisions are a direct reflection of your internal operating system, of your thinking. Think about that. Every time you hesitate, every time you justify staying where you are, every time you almost commit but pull back, you are not protecting your future. You are protecting an old identity. So let me ask you another question. What identity are your decisions protecting? The identity that says I'm a six-figure person, not a seven? The identity that says I don't deserve more? The identity that says I'm scared of attention? The identity that avoids risk? The identity conditioned by your childhood, your traumas, your old experiences, or your old environment. I want you to be brutally honest with yourself. Whose life are you living? Are you living your potential life or are you living your old programming? But most people don't realize this, but you've never made a decision as the highest version of yourself. You've never made decision as your true self. You've only made decisions as your current self-image. People say, when I have more money, when I have more time, when things slow down, when I feel ready. You're never ready for a thing until you do a thing, when the timing is perfect. Those aren't decisions. Those are delays engineered by your identity to keep you safe. You're not stuck because of your circumstances. You're stuck because of your self-image. So let me hit you with another subconscious question. What if the version of you making decisions right now has zero business directing your future? But here's the truth. Your decisions will never rise above your identity. But the good news is you can change it. You might want the business, you might want the income, you might want the freedom, but if your identity doesn't support it, you will unconsciously sabotage it every time. So ask yourself this: where in your life do your decisions no longer match the future you're claiming to build? If that question stings you a bit, good. It means you're waking up. Stop protecting yourself from the life you want to live. Stop protecting yourself from the future you want to build. Stop protecting yourself from the life you want to have, the freedom. Because a real decision isn't based on money, time, fear, logic, readiness. A real decision is based on one thing: identity. The identity of the person you are becoming, not the identity of the person you've been. Now, this is how high performers, CEOs, entrepreneurs, leaders shift quantum leaps. They make decisions based on their future self, not their past self, not their current self. They decide from the identity that they want, and their world and their mind reorganizes those thoughts to match it. So let me ask you this: if you were already a seven-figure version of you, what decisions would you stop avoiding? If you were already the confident, powerful version of you, what would you say yes to? What would you say no to? If you were already living the life you visualized, what would you no longer tolerate? Your answer to those questions is the decision you've been denying. Your old identity won't make it. You cannot take your old identity with you into the future. Your new identity is begging for you to come out. Now, ask yourself one final subconscious question: are my decisions aligned with who I want to be or who I'm scared I am? Because the moment that you decide from your future identity, everything changes. This isn't motivation. This isn't identity mechanics. This is neuroscience. This is subconscious programming. You got to rewire to refire. Now, the good news is you can change your identity. You can change your self image. And this is exactly what I help entrepreneurs do. This is exactly what I help dissatisfied high achievers do. This is exactly what I help individuals like you who want to do more, be more, have more, but you've been stuck. So if you're tired of playing small, if you're tired of hesitating, sitting on decisions, feeling stuck at the same income, if you're tired of, if you're feeling misaligned with the person you know you were meant to be, then send me the word identity. PM me the word identity. Direct message me the word identity. Email me at info@chrislukey.com. We'll have a conversation. I'll show you how to rewire your identity because it's be, do, have. It's the biggest mistake people make. Be, do, have. Identity first, decision second, quantum leap third. But here's the mistake most people make: they have it backwards. They want to have the thing before, and then they do the thing, and they'll think they'll become the thing. It's completely backwards. You have to become the version of you first. You have to start basing decisions on who you want to be. Be, do, have. And when you understand that, your entire life will change. Thank you.